Everyone, my name is Brianna. I'm excited to record this video for you so I can give you some more information about what I do. I am an occupational therapist and I got involved with occupational therapy on a whim just by accident. I thought I wanted to be a nurse and I was in school for psychology and I decided I wanted to go into a helping profession and do something to really help people. So I went and did some shadowing at a hospital. I did some shadowing at a clinic with people and children who are under the age of 10. And I totally just loved how creative the field was. Basically, what an occupational therapist does, I like to call us problem solvers. We help people get back to everyday life and things that they want to be able to do. I work with adults, but occupational therapists can work with children, adults, babies. They can work with people who are in the military. They can work in the hospital. They can work at people's homes. They can work in a lot of different settings. So it's really cool and really diverse. I work in a hospital where people are going for rehabilitation, which means that they are in between hospital and being sick and then going home. So sometimes they're not able to go straight home after they're sick because they have to figure out how to do certain things and make sure they're at a level where their family can take care of them. So me, I specialize in neurology and the neurological population, which means I work with people who have injured their spinal cord, where sometimes they can't walk anymore, people who have had strokes, where sometimes one side of their body stops working, their arm and their leg on their right side or their left side stops working. I also work with people who have brain injuries, which means that they sometimes have an injury to their brain and it messes with their thinking, their speech. So, in order to get them back to their everyday life, they tell me what they usually do, and then we work on them being able to do that task as safely and as independently as possible. So, for example, we work a lot with people on dressing themselves, feeding themselves, getting in and out of the bathroom. We do evaluations at people's houses so that they can get around their homes easily in case they go from walking and now they have to use a wheelchair. We have to make sure that their home is accessible for them. So that's really fun because when you go to someone's house, it's very functional for them and we can really figure out if this is going to work. Sometimes when we're in the hospital, it's hard because we have the optimal setup and everything is exactly the way we want it to be. But when I go to people's houses, their doorways are too tight and their wheelchair can't fit, or we're trying to get them to be able to get in and out of bed by themselves, but their beds are too high, and we have to figure out how all of this is going to become safer. So that's a lot easier to do when we go to someone's house. So that's great. So in order to become an occupational therapist, you go to college for 4 years and you can major in pretty much anything, but I would recommend something that has to do with social sciences or anatomy and physiology or psychology and we have certain prerequisites that we have to take that have to do with science. So some of those are um, biology, chemistry, and those kind of classes. And then after you go to college for 4 years, you go to graduate school for 2 or 3 years in order to get a master's or a doctorate in occupational therapy. I have a master's, so I went to school for 2 years after college. So altogether, that's 6 years. And now I have been practicing as an occupational therapist for the last 5 years almost. Um, so my favorite thing to do with patients is to take them out into the community and do activities that they feel like they could never do any more because of their injury. So I work a lot on our spinal cord injury floor where people are not able to walk anymore because they have a spinal cord injury. So sometimes that makes them feel like they are not able to do anything because if you can't walk, then everything is a lot harder. But we take people out into the community. We have people who have spinal cord injuries who they still do bowling. We take them out on hiking trails and they do biking, but a cycle that has an arm bike. So instead of using their legs, they use their arms. And we even have people who do iFly, and they have spinal cord injuries and they still go to iFly and do the indoor parachuting. So I think that's the best part of my job, is to show people that there's still things that they can do out there, even though this tragic thing has happened to them. We can still make their life fulfilling and worth living. And I totally love that the most. So speaking of spinal cord injury, I'll challenge you guys to try to do something as if you had a spinal cord injury. If you're at home, try to get on your bed and lay down and get your pants on without standing up to pull them up. So if you're laying in your bed, you're trying to get your legs through the pant legs, and you're going to have to roll side to side to get those pants up without using your legs. So you use your arms to pull your legs up, get one leg in the pants, pull the other leg up, and you'll have to roll side to side and get the pants on without ever getting off your bed. That's something that I have to work with my patients with a lot when they are working on getting independent with dressing after a spinal cord injury. So you guys try it and see how it goes. Thank you.